This is the Leading Ladies Podcast with Karen Gray, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they've learned on their road to success, and get exclusive access on how to implement their success into your life and business. The Leading Ladies Podcast is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Karen Gray.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash, and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Hey there. Thank you for joining us for today's episode of Leading Ladies with Anna VanAgtmael. Anna, thanks again for joining us and for being here with the Leading Ladies podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Today, we get to have an interesting conversation about leadership that I haven't had a chance to have before, because you are leading people internationally with your retreat business. And I'll go ahead and show your website. So yourwanderingroots.com. So tell us a little bit about what you do. And then I would love to know, how do you describe or define leadership? Like, what does it mean to you to be a leader?
Sure. Okay. I host adventure retreats for women all over the world. And I also plan other people's retreats, other entrepreneurs' retreats. And I have a great time.
I love it.
That I do.
Sounds perfect.
Leadership for me, I believe in empowering people to do the job that you have either hired or called with them to do. I don't believe in micromanaging anybody. I believe in empowering them to do the job, and then also offering enough grace to know that we're all human and we make mistakes, and we just gotta sometimes pivot, learn the lesson, and move on.
Yeah. So as you're going in this, obviously you've gone through some challenges the last few years, and you've had to lead yourself through those.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest, I love this word because I feel like it's so odd, the biggest flex. I don't know why that is such a new term, but I feel like it's appropriate now. What's the biggest flex, the biggest tip, hack that you have been able to tap into to lead yourself?
I think perspective. I think that I have always just been, and humility, really. I've always just been focused on what I want to do or where I want to take this brand of mine.
Yeah.
And I don't get caught up in how somebody else is doing it, or if they got there faster. Than I think comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm uniquely me, and so I would like to execute whatever I want to do in my own unique way, and not some way that somebody, has done ahead of me. And then humility enough to always be a student. I don't think pretending to be a know-it-all really gets you very far. I think just being humble and being willing to learn and potentially be either led to see it a different way, or maybe learn something new that makes your job or your life easier. And maybe it's not exactly how you set out to do it, but it's the way you're being kind of led to do it.
Yeah, I've heard this saying so many times, and I never understood it until the last couple of years, just because of the learning and development journey I've been on. But that's, everyone can be your teacher and everyone can be a student.
Totally.
And I was like, there are some people I just don't want to learn from. But it's sometimes those people that I learn the most about myself.
Totally. And it's usually shining on a light on something, sort of mirroring something back that you maybe aren't thrilled about yourself. Those are your big teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of my most challenging relationships at the time, it's only in reflection and hindsight, they were just the most difficult. They shined so much, or I thought they shined so much on this other person's lack and their errors and their poor judgment, poor character. And in hindsight, I see that it really did trigger and spotlight little parts of myself that were not healed, or that I almost want to call it shameful, right? Like this was a part of me that I was ashamed of, that I had once felt or did feel or did relate to subconsciously, and just their activity and their presence of being that way made that part of me go, yeah, well, you do that too, you little hypocrite. That little voice inside of you going, you're calling her a, what, and you did the same thing like yesterday or that day or whatever. And I'm just like, not acknowledging it at the time, but in hindsight, looking back, like, okay, now I know this is what people do to you, and this is what that looks like. This person was that person for me. What did they trip in me? And it's just, I can see that in hindsight so well. So as you did this evolution into this career so your previous career was what? Help us kind of paint the picture of what you do now versus what you did. Because this is a great story, great transition.
Thanks. I was a lab manager for a small molecular diagnostics lab. And I actually did manage 10 people there. Now I host retreats and plan other people's. And when I plan other people's, I'm mostly working solo and just emailing a bunch of different vendors. And I have a directory of co-hosts that I might subcontract or whatever. But for the most part, I'm doing it by myself. But when I host my own, I have a photographer and a chef that have been on, I think we've done 22 together.
Wow.
Always in the kitchen we're unfamiliar with, always in rental cars we don't know how to, or are new to us, not that we don't know how, but it's a lot of troubleshooting. And I think that managing either a team of 10 in a corporate setting or a team of 2 in an international setting is almost the same of, I try to approach everybody with empathy and understanding. So my chef is a workaholic like me. And so I say, do you need any help? And if she says no, I say, would you say if you did? Now we'll be like, I'm good. Or you're right. Can you chop this or whatever? I think sort of treating people as humans, because that's what they are. They have, things that they're dealing with on a daily basis, and not everybody gets to show up at their best form every day. I had one. So go ahead.
No,
I had one employee that always, if she wasn't getting some assignment or project or task done, I always would ask her what was preventing her from getting it done. And it was always, she wanted somebody to double check her math, or just something that she felt unsure of herself about, and she wanted that reassurance. And it took a while, probably like a year, but of like, just come tell me that. If you want me, you know what I mean? You don't have to wait for me to check in of like why something isn't done, but like empowering them to be able to like ask for help, say they, need a refresher on anything, procedure, policy, whatever.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
So did you see that more prevalent, that type of behavior? Was it maybe just that one person, but do you see that hesitation more so in women that you've led, or men, or is it just kind of not gender specific?
I would say that most I don't even know if it's gender specific now that you say that. I have worked with predominantly women in the last 6 years since I started Wandering Roots. But before that, I was a pretty mixed bag, 50-50 split. I would say younger. Well, actually, it was usually with less confidence. So interns, new to the industry, people that had a little more experience.
Yeah.
Had either more confidence just because they knew the job more, but also they knew it was fine to ask for help and that you weren't going to know everything, you know?
They understood the terrain a little better.
I think, too, you feel a little confident in yourself as a person, not just an employee or a worker or something like that. And so there's just that sort of kind of like goes out and...
Well, and I don't know about you, but as I approached 40 and now 50, my level of hesitation to convey that I don't know something, or my curiosity, my approach, everything about how I show up in a room has changed. And I think that's, you know, kind of the maturity that I've been able to go through. I don't necessarily recognize that in everyone, but I do predominantly see that, especially with women. You know, we kind of grow into our skin and get more comfortable with holding a presence and being, you know, in a room and owning our gifts in that room. What would you recommend for those that are younger in their career journey to begin to shorten that curve of growing into your skin and being more confident and owning your space and showing up fully and confidently so that you can lead yourself and lead others quicker, faster, again, shortening that learning curve?
First of all, never apologize for your age. It's just a number. It doesn't have to like scale. Your confidence doesn't have to increase with your age. That's ridiculous. Also knowing that, I think what maybe makes an older generation more confident is that they are very, very well aware that everybody's been a beginner in some facet of their life at one point.
So true.
When I went to yoga teacher training, one of my teachers said, consider that everybody's been a beginner one time. So the person that's been practicing for 20 years, the person that's been practicing for a week, 10 years, whatever, they all had that same moment of the first class. And as an entrepreneur, you feel like that's all the time. You're always learning new skills. And so it's like the quicker you get over like the uncomfortableness of those first steps and the beginner mistakes and like figuring it out, and maybe a task that will eventually take you 30 minutes, but is now taking you 8 hours. It's just part of the process. It's part of your journey. So.
Well, and I mean, nowadays, as soon as you figure it out, AI is going to come in and take it from you anyway, and like do it faster, quicker, better. So, you know, that's funny. I love that you said competence doesn't have to scale with age. That's definitely been my journey, or just happened to be how it worked out. I don't necessarily equate it to the age, but I love that you said that, because we assume, kind of like another conversation you and I had, that, you know, you're going to create this list of things that are going to happen as I age, right? Like I'm going to turn 30 and then get married, and then I'm going to be 33 and have a baby, and I'm going to do this and this, and I'm going to retire at 60, and I'm going to have my bucket list season. And life doesn't always work out that way. And neither does business. So you learned very well firsthand, having the health challenges that you had, which you shared in another podcast episode. You know, life is precious and it's not guaranteed. And so facing mortality period, or losing someone that you care about, or losing something that you wish, you know, like right now, I have teenagers, and you know, they're not babies anymore. I don't have anybody in high school or school at all anymore. And it's like, wow, some things just are final and you can't get them back.
No.
And so don't miss those times. Don't miss those opportunities to help people grow, to grow yourself. to give grace. And I think those are such important things that you've shared in some of our conversations. What else would you share is a really key aspect that a leader should have to lead themselves and lead others?
So one of the things I sort of live by is if you're not making the same mistakes, you're doing it right. So if you're not repeating the same mistakes over and over and over, you're doing it right. You're trying new things, you're taking risks, you're learning the lessons, and you're moving forward. Success doesn't come without failure. Multiple times.
So if you're doing things and you are hitting walls and you are hitting things, maybe it's just because you're trying new stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
it doesn't
failure.
necessarily mean that it's like over or it's a huge, terrible thing you want to not ever revisit. No.
Sometimes it is, but not always.
It doesn't have to always be that way.
It's never always. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Final words, because we're kind of wrapping up to the end of our time today, which it went by so fast. What's a final word or tip that you would give someone that has been like the best advice you were given?
Oh, such a good one. This seems redundant. I think it's something else we talked about, but something I like with the gift of perspective and seeing how far you've come or different things you've done. It's just keep going. Just keep going. Yeah. That's it. Just giving yourself some grace to keep going. Maybe a down day, it's been hard, but just, it really is the only difference between people that do things and that don't. They don't give up when it gets hard. They just keep going.
I think that is so key for success, period. As an entrepreneur, as a human, just don't stop. I mean, failure literally is when you quit, when you don't get up again.
I agree.
So I love it. I think that's a great way to end. So again, if you want to connect with Anna, you can find her at yourwanderingroots.com over on social. Her profile is going to be under Your Wandering Roots. And so you can find her, you can connect, and just tap into all of the amazing events and things that this beautiful leader has going on in her world. And we are so grateful to have you on Leading Ladies today, and look forward to this episode coming out and more people getting to know you. So thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you, Karen. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to the Leading Ladies podcast with Karen Gray. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest best business advice on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.